Second. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. It's Royal McAllister. I see a dream. That dream is green. And I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, to woman and man. As we take up for what we stand. Better days and better nights. As we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we want to see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Covering niggas across America, us. These roads for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the
I
sake
see
of
my
us.
people rising, no more stopping us. Covering niggas across America, us. These roads for the sake of us. No more feeling, telling me and beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I was a part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. Our glory goes to He that causes us all to be. And if they're thinking we can show them that, just as long as we stand a monument, we the people can't be broken. As long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no one's stopping us. Couple big niggas across America, us. These roads for the sake of us. For the sake I see my people rising, no one's stopping us. Couple billion niggas across America, us. These roads for the sake of us. I see my people rising, yeah.
All right. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That was our music by our family. Nasik Shema and Nasika Amuna. Beautiful song. We love that song. We love that song. What we're going to do is we're preparing a video as an opening and presentation, like a small commercial. And we're going to play that song on the video as well. So we got a guest here today. Well, I ain't say a guest, a brother, that ain't never been here before. Going to come and do us a teaching today at 12 o'clock. That's Rabbi Binyamin. Let's all say Shabbat Shalom to the brother, please.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom Kalam to the Rabbah.
All right. Rabbi Binyamin going to tell you a little bit about himself a little later on, y'all, before he gets speaking the lesson for the day. So he's going to do what he do, and we're going to enjoy it. He's a wonderful teacher. He's a rabbi in the community, ordained rabbi. He ain't just one of those who give himself these accolades and walk around like he the man. He ain't one of those kind of guys. All right. So let's see what we can benefit from his teaching today. His teaching will begin around 12 o'clock. But until that time, y'all know how we do. This is that time. Let's make it happen. Let's talk with the Most High, and let's share with the family the things that we are most grateful for and thankful for at this time that the Most High has brought us through and given us and shared with us and taught us. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Who would like to be first? Anyone? Anyone wants to be first? It's the hardest part of the day. Everybody be quiet when it's time to speak. And you tell everybody to speak, and then all of a sudden, you tell them to speak, and everybody's shutting up. You tell them to shut up, everybody's speaking. Shabbat shalom, Lyrical Dream. Shabbat shalom. How are you? Brother Asa, Shabbat shalom.
If nobody wants to go, I can go first.
All right. Shabbat shalom, Abba.
All right. Well, Shabbat shalom, beloved. Shabbat shalom. Truly giving praise and thanks to the Most High for another Shabbat day. Time to come and gather together with our Mishpachah from in our several places in the diaspora. And but at this time, we're coming together to be Echad. I appreciate the Most High for the doors that He's opening for my children, for all the things that He's doing in the nation, and for just for the doors that He's opening, and for the revelation that He's bringing to us as people in this hour, just for being able to even share the truth of who He is and who we are, and exposing Him to others. I had a chance on last evening to share with some family, and sometimes it's amazing how people will acknowledge certain things. They'll get upset, like talking about Christmas, and someone heard something say about celebrating Christmas is a sin, and it was kind of going off about that. But when you start bringing out the times that things that we are supposed to celebrate, and say, yeah, we know that, but we didn't. The people didn't know those things back then. And say, yes, but we know them now. I mean, people did know, but it was just about the acknowledgement of that truth. And so when you get to explain it, and people have a way of saying, well, but people, they don't explain it. They just say this and say that. I say, but I'm explaining it now. And so, but people see from where they sit. And so people are going to do what they do. But I give praise to the Most High for His long suffering, because each of us, as we came into this walk, we came from somewhere. And where we came, it may not have been an immediate journey. For many were raised up in this truth, and awesome, and most all praise to the Most High for that. But for wherever everybody had to assemble from, I'm thankful for long suffering, that He didn't allow us to die in our ignorance, and to perish not knowing who we are, and being able to at least share the truth of who He is, and share His truth with those of us that are yet here in the diaspora and walking around confused. So I just appreciate Him for being able to plant the seed of truth, and praying that it grows and brings forth just a wonderful harvest. And I have great expectation that it will. And so I'm just truly thankful for what He's doing in this hour. And I just appreciate the Creator, and I love Him, and love you all so very much. Shalom.
Shalom. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah, Abba. I just want to say this for a moment. Real simple. You know how Abba just said he was on a call, or he was in a meeting last night, or he was at some assembly last night, and he was speaking to some people. He was hearing them out, speaking his point. But I want to share something with you, that sometimes you never know what circles people are in when they're connected to you, and how by them being in that circle, they open doors and opportunity for you that you don't even understand. I acknowledge that because I know how the Most High works. It's funny how the Most High ties people together for a purpose that they can't even see. And then 5, 10, 15 years later, when the Creator began to use them, He begins to open up those doors that He intended for them to be there with for so long ago. So, it's just a wonderful thing. This is why you always got to be your best, do your best to be your best at all times, because you never know who the people are that you are entreating, that you're taking care of, that you're providing for. And what I mean by providing for and taking care of and entreating, when somebody comes into your house, you have to be good to them. You're supposed to treat them like a king or a queen, very respectful. That's what Torah teaches us. And then that person spends time with you. They get to know you. They get to learn you. They see you. And then when they go out in the public and they speak of you, or someone else goes and speaks against you, that person has personal experience where they can say, oh, wait a minute, brother. You don't even understand this. You're speaking from what somebody else said. But that brother right there, this is who he is. This is his character. This is his nature. So this is why you got to be good to everybody that the Most High brings in your company. You have to be good at all times. Now, when I speak to people and Abba's name come up, I have nothing but greatness to say. You couldn't tell me nothing bad about that young man right there. You couldn't tell me nothing bad about him. At least you couldn't say that in my company without getting a rebuttal. You definitely can't. And then if I hear it and it's too bad, I'm going to go call Abba up and get him on the phone so you can tell him. That's how we roll. So it's just a beautiful thing, you know, the ties. And who would have thought that the Most High will be building bridges with invisibility, things that you could not see? Most High is king. He knows what he's doing. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. You know, your conversation, Abba, just remind me of a story that I seen on that's why I got to speak about it. A story that I seen on Facebook about this guy who was a bum. He was a bum. And he was young and he didn't have no food. And what happened is he was out begging for some food. And this man, European, everything was European. This European man actually gave him some food in his youth. The European man happened to be wealthy at that particular time. But that young man never forgot that European man that did that thing for him 30 years ago. Tables turn. Now this young man is a doctor. And the European man that gave him the food when he didn't have any 30 years ago, he happened to bump into him in the hospital to save that man's life. So it gave him an extra momentum to want to help that man and help that man to live longer, because he recognized that this was the man from 30 years ago that did something for me. You follow? Y'all follow what I'm saying? You never know who people are that the Creator puts in your midst. You never know who they are. And this is why you have to maintain the person that you are at all times. Be your very best at all times. At all times. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. Ima, are you reading for us today, Ima?
Cain, I can.
All right. You want to go down the list, please, with some of the people on the site?
Cain. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Lyrical Dream says, I want to give all praises to the Creator. This week, I learned to lean on the Most High even more. My employer tried to give me a hard time with my religious exemption for Shabbat. And long story short, they tried to force me to work late on Friday and said until I got the approval, they can't accommodate me any further. I was advised by another manager to create a paper trail, and so I did. And I emailed her, my direct department manager, and the store manager and assistant store manager, and forwarded my acceptance for Shabbat off from corporate. Long story short, but not so short, laugh not loud, the person I spoke to file my accommodations grew up keeping Shabbat and assured me I'll get approved. I was so grateful. So very grateful, and now my hours have been secured to a lot for me not to ever break the Shabbat.
All right. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah, Toda Rabbah. But let me speak to you a little bit about that, Sister Lyrical Dreams. Well, I would hope to think that even if your hours wasn't secure, you still wouldn't break the Shabbat. But let's deal with the reality of all this. When we're working in a European man's society, Shabbat is not important to them. Making money is important to them. But they respect our religious establishments. I don't know if you got the documents that you needed to keep the Shabbat off, the letter, but we do have letters that we can give to everyone if you need to give to your employer for the Shabbat off. And if you give me the name who I got to send it to, then I'll send it in for you. So, so it comes from our email and everything. It's be a totally official. If that's what you need, sis. I know you walk with a brother who very capable of doing a lot of things. So he may have taken care of it already. But if he hasn't, just let me know and we'll make sure that your employer gets that information so that you don't have to work on the Shabbat day at all. All right. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. All right. Anyone else want to be next? Anyone else want to thank the Most High for anything special? I see we off to a slow start this morning. All right. If y'all don't want to volunteer, I'm gonna have to start calling on people. Y'all sure y'all want me to call on people? That make it seem so bossy. I don't like being bossy.
I don't know.
Okay, you got the floor, Iman.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Giving thanks and praises and all honor and all glory unto the Creator, for He alone has allowed us to be here on this day. And I'm thankful every week to be able to come into the Shabbat and to be able to give honor, praise, and glory to the Creator. I'm thankful this week, most importantly, for the Creator's blessings, His guidance, His protection, His mercy. And I'm thankful to the Creator for my Horim, my parents, my mother. May she continue to rest in peace wherever the Most High has her. And and for my Abba, who is still here with us. And I'm thankful to be able to be here with him and walking through this journey and this process of his life. And I'm thankful that the Most High has has had mercy on him throughout this week. We had some definite challenges. Every day is something different happening, and so I'm thankful that the Most High is strengthening us to walk through this together. I'm thankful the Most High has allowed my twin brother to be here this week and one of my big sisters. So that's been really helpful, giving me a break a little bit, being here and having them here so that, they could spend their time with my dad. I'm thankful to the Creator for my Ish, for allowing, his presence to be, even when physically he may not be present, but having the spiritual presence of him, and knowing that, he's here to guide also and to protect and send that covering of protection. I'm thankful to the Most High for that and for having it. I'm thankful to the Creator for just all of my family, blood family, community family, especially my community family here, Beulah, for all the support, for the community family that I came from, with the New African community, the movement community, for all the outpouring of love and support. So many people, I can't even count on 5 hands probably how many people have called and come by just to see my father and pay him homage. And as the time gets closer and closer to wherever the Creator is taking us, it just shows you how much you have to appreciate life. And so I'm thankful for that. I'm just thankful to be able to witness a lot of things within my father through this process and this time. And I pray that the Creator continues to give us strength, continues to allow us to push forward, because I can admit as a human that there are times when I don't want to be present for people and I just want to deal with my emotions in the way that I know I can for me. But a lot of times when you're in a certain position in life, you have to be present for the people. And that's something that I watched my parents do all my life. And I remember being a child, I would be like, oh, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But now I'm an adult and I'm in a certain position. And I realized it's not about not wanting to do it. It's about the fact that you have a job to do. And sometimes it goes beyond what you desire in your own heart, but what the people need most importantly. So I'm grateful that the Most High is allowing me to see that, understand it, understand what my parents went through and why they made the choices they made, which in turn has allowed me to appreciate why I have to make the choices I make. And I pray that my children in turn also understand it when they get to be, the age that I am. So, I'm just honored. I'm humbled to be able to, as I told my father, be his caretaker, but also be his daughter first and foremost. And so I pray that the Most High is accepting the things that I'm doing for my father, and forgive me for anything that I may be doing incorrectly, and just continue to show me the way. Selah.
May the Most High be praised. Ima, you might want to stay there for a minute.
All right. Zaklina Sakari says, thankful to the Creator who looks beyond my faults and loves me unconditionally. Forgive me when I failed to love others in the same way, helping me to see the needs of difficult people in my life and how I should meet the needs in a way that pleases the Creator.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah.
Chief Malak says, thank you to the Creator for the conscience I have concerning his laws, commandments, and statutes. Baruch Shema.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Shabbat Shalom, Mr. Otter. Shabbat Shalom to you. Got to give you your respect on this Shabbat day, right? May the Most High be praised. All right. Is there anyone else who would like to thank the Most High at this time? Anybody on the panel, you don't have to wait to be called on. You could just open your mic and start talking.
Kane, I like to go. Oh. Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'd like to say Toda Rabbah to the Creator just for getting us through the week. It has been, say Shabbat Shalom. It's been a very tiring week and somewhat of a trying week personally. I'm grateful for the resilience that the Most High has allowed to be built within me thus far in my life. I'm thankful for health and the health of our son, the health of our household. I'm thankful for traveling mercies for my Ohio family as they are in New Mexico right now. I pray that they're having a great time and protected in all ways, protected from diseases and everything, just keeping them safe in all ways. And I'm thankful that my mom experienced her first a plane ride, as well as my sister with my bonus dad. So just a lot of memories being made, and I'm thankful that they're all together and doing it all together. And yeah, I'm just thankful to be able to have my family with us. I'm thankful for my Beulah family, my Ohio family, Pennsylvania family, blood family, any person or any family that has shown that they are family to me and to our son and just to our life. I'm thankful for that. I'm also thankful for the life of my sister wife's father. I haven't personally known him very long, but in the way that I have got to know him, I know that he is a very caring, strong, resilient man. And I'm thankful that our son got to be able to meet him too. For a short time. Prayerfully, he'll meet him again once Passover or even sooner than that comes around. But I'm thankful that they got to meet for the first time too. That was a special moment. We have it on. I think we took a picture of it. I'm thankful that they were able to meet too. It was really sweet. So I'm just continuously praying for the strength of my sister wife, for the strength of Baba Bilal, mentally, spiritually, physically, of course, and the strength of the entire family as we show up and show out in the best way we know how for him. And yeah, I'm just thankful to be here in the land of the living and to be up and accounted for. So Toda Rabbah and Toda Mostar.
All righty. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to thank the Most High for anything special? All right. We only have 2 more people here on the podium, but also in the audience, family. If you'd like to thank the Most High for anything special, now is the time you can do so. Ima? Okay. She might.
Uh, Sister Aisha says, I'm thankful for my family, my community, and being surrounded by people with good morals and ethics.
Shalom, shalom.
May the Most High
I'd
be
like to.
Rabah. Brother Asa, can you hear?
More people here. Oh,
Yeah, you got to turn that
like-
background. Turn your background down.
Okay, like to thank the Most High for another week. Productive week, safe week that I learn more about getting closer to Him in this life. It's very unique. It's a very unique position that we're in terms of being a set apart people, being able to shine the Most High's light in a dark world. Just this week, I'm working at a new ministry, and it's just interesting how the people actually notice that I'm not in the kind of festivities that the world participates in, even without me saying. They did their decorations, and they have asked everybody to participate in decorating, and they didn't ask me. I just smiled to myself. They did their decorations. There's nothing put up over my desk or anything like that. So I'm saying, sometimes, being different is not just what you say, but what you do. And you don't have to go out of your way. But once you live by the Most High's commands, it will set you apart from the rest, and people will treat you differently. People will look to you differently. And it's just very humbling to know that, I'm not drawn in any and everything that detracts from giving honor to the Most High. And that in itself, is just something that we need to be true about what we do and be persistent regardless of the distractions and the inclination you might get to want to participate in what the others do. You don't have to. If there's a department of 20, you don't have to be a part of the 19. You can be set apart, different, set the example, and your life can speak for itself in any setting, school, in corporate, in any industrial setting. It doesn't matter. We have to just be consistent in following Torah and know that it is worth it, because others are being influenced and impacted by your presence. And we, being Israel, where we are, it makes a big difference, and we ought to make a big difference wherever we are, of course, which is to shine the light and bring others to the Most High, the only true power that exists. Today, I stand to benefit more from the presentations. I benefited a lot last week from Elder, and I'm asked on my job to share with a colleague what I learned when I do my studies on whatever is studied on the Shabbat. So that in itself, it's inspiring that I'm asked to share what I learn. And so today I am full of expectancy that whatever comes from the word of the Most High, I can really impart. You give me in a summary to someone when I get back to work Monday. Yeah, so the word and the good news can be spread. Shalom. I hope we all will have a blessed day today. Toda Rabah.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabah. Toda Rabah. What type of work do you do, Brother Asa?
Okay. Well, I'm an international tax corporation officer with the civil service.
They might be trying to find out if we owe them some money.
Well, I know it's different kind of money.
No, it's cool. It's cool. May the Most High be praised. Be as influential as you can in the development of somebody else. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. Abba, did you want to say something, Abba? Okay. All right. Brother Benjamin, I think you're the last one, Robbie. Ima?
Yeah. Can I save my fire for my presentation?
Okay, yes, you can. Toda Rabah. There you go, Ima.
All right, Salakli. Shabbat Shalom. This is from Ain Kitar. Gaveret Tusila says, Shabbat Shalom. I miss you plenty, family. I'm grateful for another chance to be here with you again. Princess Madaya, your reflections are a source of inspiration for me. May the Most High continue to strengthen and cover you as you continue to serve your Ab.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabah. Did you want to say something, Ma?
Oh, I was just saying Toda Rabah.
That was beautiful, Aim. Beautiful. Very, very powerful. All right. May the Most High be praised. Also, family, I know you heard me speak in the past, and I pray that this is even permissible on the Shabbat day, but I know that this is the only time we get a lot of you together. But Brother Benjamin, Rabbi Benjamin is very, very necessary in the lives of a lot of us in ways that we don't even imagine that he is. He may bring some of that information out in his lesson today. I don't know if he will, but if he do or he don't, I would like to speak on it just a little bit to acknowledge the value of a brother like that. I'm not going to talk too much about him because I know he likes to, explain his position, and he can explain it a whole lot better than we could ever, because he's there, he's living it. But he's a corporate man. He's been in corporate America for some time, I believe, since I've known him. He's been in corporate America doing his works and doing what he do. But you've heard lessons taught here in our classes about preparations for life and how certain things that we need in life we don't have in place. And a lot of you, I don't know, I would hope to pray that you went out and began to implement some of these things so that if anything was to happen to you, your life would be prepared and you'll already be in position, or your remains would be in position to be provided for already. He has things such as insurances in place, retirement benefit things in place, estate planning things in place. He also does a lot of Black businesses and ventures. So he's definitely a someone that you would want to reach out to at a later time. Rabbi, I don't know if there's any type of way that you could put, just you're not advertising, doing no business. I'm just asking you to put some kind of way they can contact you after Shabbat so that they can ask maybe some of the questions that may come up during the lesson today, or from some of the things that I said, to see how later in life you can provide a service for them so that this is not the only time they get to hear from you. If that's acceptable to you, Rabbi, then you just put something in a room or through your lesson today, give them some kind of way that after services, after Shabbat, they can reach out to you to contact you if they're in need of those things or want to take it any further on how you could benefit life for us all. So,
Okay, if I may, Prince, I'm sure, you will be the conduit, if you will, for any communication to, I would say after Shabbat. Today is the day to magnify Yah. So I put that to the side. Today is just to talk about Yah.
all right. May the Most High be praised. And Not that I wasn't talking about the Most High, because I am. Anytime we talking about his people and servicing his people and making their lives a little bit more simpler, we magnify the Most High. But I understand that's your business and you can't travel there to an extent. And I no problems. None at all. And my turn then. I like to thank the Most High for life, health, strength, portions of his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he shared with us. You know, the development that he's given to our community to help us to grow to the place where we are, but it's nowhere in comparison to where we'll be in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years even. The Most High has a strange way of doing what he do. Like I explained to the family earlier when Abba was speaking about how sometimes the Most High brings you in the circles of individuals early on in life just to have you those individuals to benefit your life years later. And that's important. There was a young man that I met many years ago, about 4, 5 years ago, who has recently transitioned and went to the next life, the existence of the Almighty, in the next existence of the Creator, whatever service the Most High has for him. And this young man was a very influential young man. He's a very good guy, nice guy that I knew of him. When I met him, he had a great and gentle spirit. When I say gentle, I don't mean in a homosexual way. I mean in a passive way. Like it wasn't no aggression there. It wasn't no frustration, no anger, no bitterness. He was just a soul that was willing to serve the Creator. And it was a grateful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have been in his company. And the Most High has called him home. And we would ask that anyone who knows who it is that I'm speaking about, that you would keep him in your prayers, keep his family in your prayers, and ask that the Most High would also help his community that he's from so that they can help each other. Because times like this is when you really understand what leadership is about. Times like this is when you really understand what life and death is about. So many of us are leaving this place and we're leaving unprepared. I mean, how much preparing can you do? You can prepare in life by living your life the best way possible in accordance with the Torah, with the guidelines that the Father has placed in position. So I'm thankful that I got to meet the brother. I'm thankful for the opportunity the Creator has here with this platform where we're able to reach so many people, and help to educate them to the proper life of a Hebrew Israelite, the way that the Torah prescribes for us to live. And you know, there's a lot of people who are called Morim in this earth, and they can teach you a whole lot of things about Torah, but that has nothing to do with leadership. Leadership is in a different realm all of its own. And certain individuals who are standing in position of leadership, oftentimes they don't recognize the difference between leadership and being a teacher. Although a leader must be a teacher is not necessarily a leader. A lot of people teach, but they don't live what they teach. And they don't do things to service the needs of the people beyond teaching. But leadership does. Leadership has to be there for the people whenever the people are in need. But also, leadership has to be there before the people needs, which means that leadership is supposed to be looking toward the future of the people right now, today, to get them to that place in the future that can ease their path and make it easier and simpler for them to get there, so that when havoc break loose or when hard times come about, leadership has to be prepared in positions to have things ready, so that when that time happens to the individuals, leadership takes over and make their lives or their transitions that much simpler. So if you ain't got a leader, it's all right. You can fellowship with us, or you can send me a message and I'll get some people on your level of understanding that are truly qualified to be in positions of leadership over the Most High's people. So I thank the Creator for the connections that He's brought about. I thank Him for even having the opportunity to say that we have people in almost all our walks of lives, whether you're Torah-centered, whether you're Messianic, whether you're Christian, New Testament. None of those things matter, because we have people in every one of those positions that can help. And that means that we're building a great bond. The fabric is coming together. Those dead bones in the valley, Ezekiel told the Most High, only you know if they can live, Abi. And the Most High is letting us know that these dead bones can live, because He's tying the house of Israel back together again. Individuals in leadership who haven't heard from each other and talked to each other or helped each other in years are now beginning to come together to tie that fabric together. And I pray that once it's tied together, that it never breaks again, because a lot of people don't understand, but by leadership getting together, that brings the people together. And anybody who understands their position as leadership understands that it's about the people's needs beyond your needs. Your needs are second and third in comparison to the needs of the people. I thank the Most High for putting that insight in my mind. Think about Moshe for a moment. How often did you hear anything about Moshe going home to be with his wife to enjoy his kids? You know, how often did you hear about anything of Moshe that was ordinary, that was common, like most people? You barely, rarely ever. As a matter of fact, I think you only hear about it maybe once, two, maybe three times the most out of 40 years. Actually, it's like 48 years, 49 years, 60 years. You barely, rarely hear anything about Moshe's life. Barely. His personal life. Very rarely do you hear it. And it's because Moshe was a true leader. He exemplified what leadership was about. And I'm grateful to the Creator to be able to hold someone like that to look at, to compare how my life is supposed to be today, and to walk in his shoes. That's a great pair of shoes to walk in, you know? And I'm grateful, thankful for a lot of the individuals that the Most High have left alive with breath till today that we can still look at as true leadership. It's very few. I got to get that right. Very, 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 very few. But there are some that's still here. And may the Most High be praised, you know. And then there's a lot that the Most High is raising up that we are not aware of as of yet. So may He be praised again. All right. And with that, I'm going to close out my portion of thanking the Almighty. And we're going to turn the mic over to our rabbi who came to allow us to hear this great lesson that he has in preparation for us today. And I know he has a whole lot to talk to you about of his own personality and character, things that I could probably never even mention because, you know, it's his life. He's living it. But I will say he's been a phenomenal guy in my life. I've been knowing him for about 15 years, maybe a little longer. And whenever I need, I reach out. You know, he answers the phone. He tries to do what he can do to help. And that's a very important character trait, because a lot of people will see you call and not answer your call, and not answer, but not even get back to you at a later time. And Robbie, you hear what I said, Robbie, you know what Robbie means? Robbie means my rabbi. And that's how I lift him up every time we talk, whether it's in the dark, whether it's in the light. I don't change for him, because that's who he is to me. And I accept that. So may the Most High be praised, and may the Most High continue to bring blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon his life, between him and his wife, and just continue to allow him to be an asset to this great nation. So I'm going to relinquish the mic, and I'm going to bring you up to the platform, my brother, and you have the show from here to 2 o'clock. So families, what you might want to do is go get your notepads, your pens, and your papers, and write down any notes so that you can ask any questions that you may have for Rabbi. Shalom, shalom.
Wow. Toda Rabbah, Kol Kwavod, Kwadosh, Yisrael. All praise, all honor, and glory due and given to the Almighty, the maker of the heavens and the earth and all therein. To the family that is here, hallelujah, Shabbat Shalom, to the mighty Prince for those kind words, to the Rabbah, to all the elders, to all of my family, to the elders, to the beautiful young sisters, brothers. It is an honor to come before you. In all humility, I thank you, to the Rabbah, Shabbat Shalom.
May the Most High be praised.
Indeed, it is the holy Shabbat day. And it is the day for many things, but most importantly, to our great King. We've been hearing these great words. I know today and in this platform, Jumpa Kifarim, yes, I've known the mighty Prince for many, many years. Man that is filled with lots of wisdom. And I've said to him in private and say in public here, what I've admired about the Prince is his consistency. Consistency wins the day all the time. We are in a process of growth and development. We understand we are not perfect, but as long as you keep striving, Yisrael, keep bettering yourself each and every day and calling upon the Most High, the Almighty, to be with you, you're on the path. You're on the path. The race, is not to the swift, the ones who are so-called ahead of you, running fast, or to the mighty men and women that's strong, but it's the one who is consistent, the one who can endure. I come before you this day on the shoulders of my father. It's not about me. My name is Binyamin Ben Levi. That's what I was named. I am the son of my father, Levi Ben Levi. Those that may know him in the New York area community, under the Israelite Board of Rabbis, which was started by another great man, by Chief Rabbi Wentworth Arthur Matthews in the 1930s. My father succeeded him as the chief rabbi from the 1970s all the way up to 2000. The current chief rabbi is Chief Rabbi Capers Fournier, who's headed in Chicago, Illinois, and the Beth Shalom Hebrew congregation there, if you may know, Ben Zakim. So we celebrated our 100th anniversary in 2019, and we're now in the year 2024. I've been in this teaching. I was raised as a priest of the tribe of Levi. You, my brother, my elder brother, you may know also is Rabbi Shlomo Levi Ben Levi, who is the president of the, just recently retired as the president of the International Israelite Board of Rabbis just this past year, and was the spiritual leader of the congregation in Queens, Beth Elohim Hebrew congregation for over 30 years. For 30 years, I've been standing, if you will, in the gap, as I would say, serving Yah's people. And the Most High has been most gracious, most kind, and most merciful. I was honored and delighted to give the invitation from the mighty Prince to come and say a word to you today. And I see up on the heading, it says, walking through the valley of the shadow of death is the message I want to home in a little bit today with you and share some thoughts of inspiration, if you will. The Shabbat, among many things, at the end of the day, as they would say, should lift you up. My prayer and anything that I say will lift you up today. Encourage you in spite of everything that's going on in your life right now, which is a lot and different for all of us. But be encouraged. Be encouraged today on the Shabbat. And to begin with, if it's all right, to set the tone, if you will, I like to sing. I want to share a word of song with you before getting into the word. One of my favorites, and I'm sure it's probably many of you, as we're talking about the King today, which is a song that's called Adon Olam. Adon meaning the master, Olam of the universe. He is the King of kings. This is the Lord of lords. This is the one. Today we give acknowledgement and all honor to on this day. So let me open up with this psalm that frequently sung, the Adon Olam, which I'm sure you've probably heard many different versions and styles to it. This is my style of the Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem kol Yitzini V'ra Le'et Na'asa V'cherev Zocho Azam Melech Shemoni Kram Ve'achare Chilor Hachor Levado Yimloch Noram Vehu Hayam Vehu Vehu Yeh Betiv Aram Vehu Echad Ve'ein Sheni Leham Shelo Lehachbiram Beli Reshit Beli Tachlit Velo Ha'oz Ve'hamitram Beli Reshit Beli Tachlit Velo Ha'oz Ve'hamitram Vehu Eli Ve'chagoali Ve'tzur Chevlit Be'yom Ekram Vehu Nisi Umanotli Menat Chotzi Be'yom
Azalea Danielson, Chaya Cell, Jessica Lemoyne NY, Message Cell, Message Jackson Hollywood, July 24, Rabbi Shalom Levi IBR Prez, Rhea Levy, Bethlehem Pa, Shemina Jackson, Tamar Lemoyne, Tanya Dykes, NY, Yehuda, Israel, Willie Jackson NY, Zipporah Levy, 911, 268 0911, Message at Jackson following the 8th of July 24 says, image.
Akhi ruhi ba'et ishan ve'aira ve'im ruhi geviyati Yahuwah Ali Velo Hallelujah. Torah Rabbah Avinu Salakli for the messaging interruptions. Unfortunately, this technology will do that. But despite all of that, we give honor, all praises to the Most High. I feel wonderful, wonderful today. Before this was the session on Thanksgiving. I have so much to be thankful for. We can't even begin to go down the list of so much. But I'm thankful for, most importantly, believe it or not, the little things. There's a lot of big things, but more importantly, we should not take for granted the little things, such as, what I consider the little things. Coming home, number one, all right? To make it home. You may consider that a little thing, but that's a big thing to me, to make it home safely from your travels, 6 days of labor. The little things, to have a place to come home, to call home. And what is home? That place of refuge, that place where you find peace. That place where you find a good meal and peace of mind. Hallelujah. The Shabbat begins when? It begins in the evening. And I know people celebrate or observe differently, but for me, in my house, it begins at the setting of the sun, in the Erev, on the Yom Shishi, on the 6th day of the week. Winding down, as you know, the days are getting so-called shorter today as the sun sets much earlier according to the clock, around 4 o'clock. So I'm running. Sometimes get a late call from the prince and say, hey, what's going on? I'm running, racing the sun right now as Shabbat is coming. That's what's on my mind. I'm racing to meet the Shabbat. Hallelujah. I'm racing home to meet my family, to meet my wife. I'm racing home to be with y'all. Hallelujah. In the Valley family, I want to speak today about the valley of the shadow of death, coming from, as a scriptural reference, Tehillim, Kaf Dalet, Gimel, the 23rd chapter. We know it very well. Psalms 23 is my inspiration. It is my inspiration for today and the message from today. I know we've read it 1,000 times, if you will, but if you will indulge me to read it just once more, as we are in some serious times, and I want to encourage us again, encourage us to remind us, as the Shabbat is about remembering, Zakor et Yom HaShabbat, remember so many things. Remind us, most importantly, about our heritage, about who we are, and the commission, our purpose, reminds us. The Shabbat brings us back to remind us. So let me, if you will, read into your hearing in the holy tongue, in the tongue which was given to us, Ivrit. It says it rings, it hits differently when you hear it in your tongue. I'll translate. But I love this song. And it's read like this again. Mizmor LeDavid. Yehovah Ro'i Lo Exar. Bin ot deshe Venitzi al me. Minikot Ya'at Alev. Nafshi Yeshuve Yakaneni Ma'amle Ed Zedek Lema'an Shemo. Gam Hi Elech Beged B'tzamalve Lo Ire Ra. Lo ata imadi shivtecha umish antecha hema yenachamoni. Ta'arok lefanaiv shulkan neged zorirai. Dishamti beshamein roshi kotzi Rayaya. Ach Tov Vechesed Yidefuni Kol Yemei Chai. Veshavti Bivet Yehovah Leorech Yamin. Selah. Just 6 verses, fam. The psalm is just made up of 6 verses. Wow. And we know we attribute the author of this psalm to King David. We're in the year, as I said, on the Gregorian calendar, 2024. It's been 2024 years, fam. Give you some context of what we're talking about. Since we were in our land, in some form of a nation, and had some sovereignty. It's been over 2,000 years, fam. King David, just to give again some context of those who know, known as one of the greatest, if not the greatest king of our nation, reigned for 40 years. His son, who succeeded him, King Shlomo Melech Shalomim, another 40 years. Just 40 years, fam. We've been in existence for over 3,000 years from the time of our exodus from Egypt, Mitzrayim, until this very day. When we look back over the full span of our history, the greatness, when we look at the great years, out of all those thousands, we can only point to 40 years of greatness. David succeeded who? King Saul. Saul only reigned for 2 years. But we know what kind of relationship he had and how he was, in the king's eyes, feared or jealous, what word you want to use, felt threatened by King David. And many times he was on the run, in the valley, in the shadow of death. Is that what it says? In the shadow. Think about it. The shadow of death. Not death itself, but that's how huge it was. He was just dealing in the shadow of death. Just imagine how big death was. Walking through it, family. Hallelujah. With confidence. Can we do it today? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's my message to you. We are going to walk through the valley. We're not going to get stuck, prayerfully. There's a lot of pitfalls in the valley. It's death all around us. But how do we make it through? How do we persevere through this valley? Where are we today? Are we anywhere near our homeland? I'm in the lands here of, they say, the great captivities of Babylon. Where are we going, family? On today, we can talk about the scriptures, what was written thousands of years ago. What about today? Where are we headed? Where are we going? If you will, I want to turn to now the book of Genesis, Bereshit. We're back to the beginning. To go where we're going, we need to have the history, right? We need to know where we came from, which will tell us a lot about where we're going. So where were we? Let's go to the 9th chapter. We'll just touch there a little bit. Genesis, the 9th chapter. It's about what? A new beginning. A new beginning. One world ends and another world begins. Life never stops. Time doesn't stop for anybody. It's continuous cycles of life. Throughout the Torah, we see many cycles. Cycles of 7 is big. And you also see the cycles of 40 are big. So there's cycles as in our lives. If you can reach the year 4050, those are major milestones in your life. Major things happen to those cycles. But let us look here. Genesis, the 9th chapter, and I'll read it for the sake of time in English. Elohim blessed Noah with sons, and he said unto him, be fruitful and multiply and fill the land. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and every bird in the heavens and everything that moves on the earth and the fish in the sea, and the hand will be given. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. like the green herbage, which I have given to you everything. But flesh with its soul, its blood, you shall not eat. However, your blood, which belongs to your souls, I will demand. Of every beast will I demand it, but of every man, for that is his brother, I will demand the soul of that man. Whoever sheds the blood of the man, by man shall they multiply and teem the earth and multiply it. And Elohim said to Noah and to his sons and to him, as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your offsprings after you, and in every living being that is with you, from the birds, with the animals, to the beasts of the land, all that departeth the ark, to every beast of the land, and I will confirm my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off from the heavens for the waters of the flood, and never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. Is that covenant still in effect? Are we still under the covenant of Noah that was commissioned to be fruitful and to multiply? And every is a seed that follow out. I would recommend, I would suggest we are still of the seed of Noah. And we know he had 3 sons, and we come out of this line of Shem. We fall under that covenant of what? Creating, I repeat, creating a new world. Family, we're in the process of continuing on. And we look down to the lineage from Noah to Shem, down to Abraham, then Abraham to what? Jacob, and to Moses, and all the way down to David, until we come to us today. We're connected, fam. And the mission, the purpose hasn't changed. To create a better world. How do we do that, fam? How do we do that? Some say it's the Torah. It's a nice word. But what is the Torah? This is what we're trying to get to. Right? Living. I was taking notes. As the testimonies were coming. Prince talked about leadership. And the word leadership is lead. Lead means what? To live it. You lead by what? Example. What example are you setting? What are you leading with? What is your ethics, your morals, your principles? We say we are set apart from the rest of the world. We live by a different code, as we say. We travel this road as we what? Walk through the valley. We must stay aligned. It seems like there's some kind of delay in the audio or the video, but that's all right. We're going to keep moving.
Yeah, it's cool now.
All right. So we are learning, okay? It's a never-ending learning. We ain't got this yet. We are a work in progress. As we see where we are, we see all the death around us. It has affected us mentally, of course, spiritually. And physically, we really jacked up. But can I say that? Can I give you some encouragement, give some light? But it's not the end of the story. It's not the end of the story. You know, while you have the breath of life in you, woo, there's hope. There's hope. When I hear the things that are being done throughout this land with the mighty prince down in Georgia and the princess, I'm going to take a visit down and see the land. Whose land is it? Whose land is it? To the contrary, this is Yah's land. They want to call it this, say this. I'm telling you, the earth is the Lord's and all therein. Wherever you set your feet, Israel, walk with confidence. Walk through this valley. Wherever you may find, y'all put you here. See, well, why am I here? I was born here. The whole earth belongs to you. And man wants to divide it up and call it different names or however, but I got news for man. The earth is yours. And he put you here, his people, and all of his creation. He's created all of these people. We say these people. Know that you're talking about your family. But our job is to do what? That which is pleasing unto you. If you do that, you won't go wrong with your brothers. But, you know, because Yah is beyond what man has made, right? Concepts. We're trying to find favor in the eyes. Yah doesn't have eyes, but we use that as a metaphor. The eyes of Yah to see what is pleasing. We walk by faith and spirit. Let's say we ignore the physical, but put it in perspective. You know righteousness when you see it, when you hear it, when you feel it, when you taste it, when you know it. That's what we're striving to perfect. Perfect. And as you progress, as you are successful in whatever endeavor and purpose that Yah has given you, what's your job then? Help somebody else make it through this valley. The Shabbat will give you the strength to do that. At the end of the day, when you come out of this Shabbat, I want you to feel rejuvenated, motivated to execute on Yah's plan. We're not exempt from this world. We don't have so-called some superpowers. When it rains, we all get wet. But the mind that we have, how we're moving, right? He says some people see the glass half empty, death, destruction. I'm looking at the same glass, but what do I see? I see it's half full. I see life. I see potential. See, it's a different lens of view you're seeing. We're walking on the same path, but see totally different things. Walking with your, that's the key. The Psalm 23, it begins with Yehovah Ro'i. King David was looking for help, as many of us, and I'm looking for help today. Who do you turn to? Look for. He looked what? From the help. It says Ro'i means what? The shepherd. Your is my shepherd, and I shall not. What, do you know when you have found favor in yours eyes, you want not. You lack nothing. See, that's a test and a telltale sign, you know, appreciation. You know, what values do you hold? Do you want? I always want. Where is that coming from? Do you know what you have right in your hand? And are you using what he has given you already to its maximum potential? So this is where the Shabbat allows us time, what? To stop what we're doing. We know we're busy people. We're doing a lot of stuff, which is good. But you need a day. It says every 7 days, I need you to stop just a minute and just evaluate just a little bit, reevaluate exactly what it is that you're doing. And is it in alignment with me? As the Almighty would say, I need you to come talk to me and check in with me. And I'll tell you, if you ask and if you are praying people, which I know you are, a spirit, you have to be in prayer constantly, day and night, to make sure you don't go off the rails or off the track. Keep your mind on an alignment to keep you away from death and destruction, because it's lying at the door, just waiting for you to slip up. But this is why, again, where was our strength? One of the testimonies were, can I have the Shabbat off from work? Woo-hoo! What a test. What a test, fam. We're all put to the test on that one. Right? Because that's where, again, where our strength lies. If you understand from a spiritual perspective how important the Shabbat is to our existence. The adversary knows. So his attempt is to cut you off from engaging with the source, the true and living, to give you that strength. So, yes, that is the battle. And that is the test that's put before all of us. Will you keep the Shabbat? Will you remember what day it is? Now, as we remember our purpose, talking about all this greatness, we want to talk about Yisrael and how great we are. But understand the mission, understand the purpose. If we are in the valley of death, And we are that small voice, that one voice. How do you think you're going to be received? As a hero? As the one who's going to be exalted? Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you right now, sorry to break your hearts. If you thought you was going to get a parade. When you proclaim my name, if you thought there was going to be applause, let me tell you now, doesn't go with the territory. What you are bringing forth will get you a lot of hate. Okay? When you stand up for your in righteousness, you're not going to get a lot of applause. No, just know that going into the battle. In this valley, there's a lot of things going on, and they seem to be happy about what they're doing, and you're coming to interrupt the party. You will be ridiculed. You will be asked to leave. So your purpose is different. That's what, again, is going to make you set apart. This is not going to be a lot of fame and celebration. What we're talking about, this walk here, don't mean to scare you, but I got to tell you, may get you killed. This is serious business. But as it says, yea, though I walk through the valley, what? I shall fear no evil. Why? Woo. There's another verse that says, no weapon formed against you. You know that people are plotting against you right now? But what happens to their plans? Their plans don't succeed. Why don't their plans succeed? Do you know? I'm going to tell you the answer. Because you are an obedient servant to Yah. And Yah will protect his servants. Okay? So if that gives you some hope, when they're calling you all kinds of names, stabbing you in the back, pulling the rug out from under you, closing doors, just know who is with you. Do not get dismayed. I know it's tough. I didn't say it's going to be easy. It's going to be rough when you're going through it. But if you hold on, if you're consistent walking through this valley, we're not stopping by. That's the point here, right? We know this is not the end game. Don't get caught up in the system, as they would say. We're walking through. So we have to be wise, right? We're using the same system that they thought for evil. We're going to turn it and use it for good. Hallelujah. Can we do that, family? Right? In this society, right? We have to live, right? Wisdom, right? In the society where we are placed today, not 1,000 years ago. But for those who live here, so-called live in this society we're placed in, the bills don't stop. If you created those bills, if you have a place to live and stay, okay, you have to live, family. We don't live in so-called a spiritual world and thinking all I'm going to do is study Torah all day and that's going to pay the bills. It doesn't work that way. You have to work, family, whatever that means. And let me try to help and bring that in the valley. Yea, though you walk through this valley, and there's a lot of obstacles that we have. The jails are filled with family. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to family. Filled with family that fell into the trap. We want to prevent that from happening. How do I help? Prevention is the key, right? We can get out of that, not to get into a jam, understanding what we're doing. So with the wisdom, right? Respect the laws of this land. That's just wisdom. Okay? Keep yourself out of trouble. But we walk beyond, okay? So we're walking and we can excel with their laws and even do better with yours help. Okay? So, for example, my wife and I, we took on the challenge about 10 years ago to purchase some land and to work the land. We returned back to the earth as gardeners, as farmers. Okay, I felt it was necessary that we learn, because I didn't know the skills to grow food. I had to learn it. All I had was land, some dirt, some rocks, some trees, some grass. What am I supposed to do with that? I asked you. Reveal, show me. Hallelujah. That is how you pray, family. Don't ask me. Don't ask whoever. Ask your. Watch me now. Yah is the living Elohim, as he says. He is your prayer. You want answers? Well, go directly to your. Pray. And I guarantee he will answer you. Now be careful what you ask for, as they say, right? Because you're going to get an answer. And if you ask for it, okay, now, you asked for it, did you not? So now I'm going to give it to you. Are you ready? So if I ask for y'all to do this, now I'm looking at, wow, this is what I asked for. It came with a lot of responsibility. It came with a lot of work. If you thought it was just going to be given and handed to you, let me tell you, no, it doesn't work that way either. Yah is going to give you the strength. He's going to give you the knowledge to do it. Don't look for somebody else. It's given to you. Okay? That's how it works. Right? And look at the power now. You didn't even know you can do all of this. I'm seeing seeds, something that you barely can see with your eye. Thrown under the dirt. Can't even see, buried it. And guess what happened? Guess what came out of the earth now? See, that's a testimony. Believing in the word. Sometimes you can't see it, don't quite grasp it. Just follow the instructions and do it. And see if he won't bless you. Don't understand. You can't understand some concepts is beyond your understanding. Yah is leading you. Trust Yah that will see you to the green pastures, as they would say. He led me through what? The still waters. Do you believe that, fam? Do you understand how he's going to walk and let him guide you on this path? One of the things for me And my father, hallelujah, shalom alive, he instilled education. He said, for me, son, you're going to assist me. You're going to be a rabbi. But at the same time, I need you to go to college. And got a degree in accounting for mathematics, to understand finance and economics. Why? I didn't understand. I just followed instructions. My father told me, go to school. My mother and father, they helped pay for it. Hallelujah. To walk that path. And I can testify to you, as time moves on, use your brain power. The brain power is more powerful than my muscles, than my bare back. My mother and father, they wanted me to use my brain more than my arms. You can just go out and get a job and be a laborer, but they wanted me, use your brain. We can do mathematics. We can do science. We are not limited, fam. We sometimes put the limits on ourselves and just sometimes need a push to go out because we're afraid, we don't know. But allow Yah to use you. Can we do that? Allow Yah to use you. You say, he will protect you in those universities. I had stories to tell you about going through college life. I got stories to tell you about corporate America. But who was my guide throughout all of that? I can see now, walking through that valley, walking through those institutions, and know my limits. Oh, I can't do that. I still kept Shabbat regardless. I set the tone from day one. No, I don't work on Shabbats. If that's not acceptable, I can't work for you. I'll find another employer. That's how it works, fam. Put your faith in your one door closes, another one will open even better for you now. Because why? You trusted Yah. I know sometimes we can get in our feelings and feel a certain kind of way. Oh, that can't be right. Y'all must not know what he's talking about. I'm going to do it my way. Go ahead, try that. We do that. You're going to find out how the hard way with that one. And we all have. We got examples of what that means. And we thought we knew better. We thought we could outsmart Yah. That's outdated. That's old. Let me got news for you. You're going to find out real quick what old is. Give me that old time religious thing. Go with the one that is true and proven. It's sometimes they say it may take a little longer, but it's going to get you there in peace. Family. Walking through this valley. Walking in, people are going to wonder, and that's when you're going to shine, right? Because you're saying, how is it that you went through the fire? Like everybody else, I see the fire, but you're not burnt. How is it? And you'll know the answer. When they ask you, well, how? It's Yah. It ain't me. Yah protected me on this road. He leading me. I saw the giants, but I wasn't afraid. I see the challenges. I'm right now, one part of my testimony is I'm taking another exam, which need these designations to function in this world, to be a licensed electrician, to be a licensed plumber. You think that's a joke? To be a licensed nurse. See, this is a test, right, of qualifications. To be at I would say, a professional or a competency level, right? You have to be tested. This is not a game. We're talking about people's lives on the line. If you are a doctor and have that MD behind your name, there's some qualifications, some knowledge that goes behind those letters that I'm assuming you have. So when I come and I talk to you, you can help me. If you have that information, if you have that knowledge, okay, ask Yah to help you. There's a job for everyone in this world. Be the best. All I ask is be the best at whatever your purpose, your occupation is. You're needed. Be the best at it. Excel at it. We're intelligent people. You can pass these exams, these boards, they man-made, created. Those are man-made, created elements. Yah is above those things. You can excel in that and some. And ultimately, again, Yah be praised, as we say, will give you, the more that is given to you, what? The more responsibility you have. I'm thankful to be in a position to actually hire people now. But that didn't happen overnight, right? As you build, see, Yah's going to give more unto you. Put you in a higher position of leadership now. You were once over 10, now you're over 100, now you're over 1,000, then 10,000. But he's not going to give you more than you can handle. He's not going to put you in a position, be over 1 million people, and you can't even handle your own household. Not going to do that. You have to earn your way. Perfect where you are. I said this, the change starts where? It doesn't start outside. We complain about this, that, this. Starts home. It starts with the person you're looking at right now, the person in the mirror. You can work on that. You can change that person. The other people out there you have no control over. But the person in the mirror, you have some control. You decide every day what you're going to eat. You decide that. And what you're not going to eat. You determine your day. You determine whether you want to work or not, and where you're going to work or not, and what you're going to do. All of that is in your hands, if you recognize that. You decide all of that. You can decide, I'm not going to work today. But you're not free from what? The consequences. So choose wisely. Make the right choices every day. Those little things add up. You wonder why you're successful. Prince, I'm sure he can tell you. You people want to admire, well, Prince, you got this, you're doing this, you're doing that. When they begin to ask you, well, how did you get? Do you really want to know what I went through to get here? Do you really want to know what I did? That I got up before dawn? Are you willing to get up before dawn? Because that's what it requires. If you're not ready for that, then you know that you can't have it, right? There is a prerequisite for these blessings. There is work to do. And when you talk about all of this here, to be fruitful, right? There's a process to all of this to build you up, to be able now to what? Walk through the valley and not be afraid. to walk and see what? All the temptation. Do you see what's all going on in this world? My goodness. My goodness. And I just say to myself, Todayor, that the spirit, I want to call it, say that, those spirits have not tantalized me to the point to get me off my game, to get me off my purpose, right? These vices, these instruments, these programs on television telling you a vision, and the music. I mean, we are hitting, they're hitting us from all angles. Where is the strength to resist? This is what I'm saying to myself. Where is the strength to resist? The fool's gold, where they throw money at you to get you to violate the Shabbat, to get you off your point. You got a lot of money in your pocket, but what, at what cost? We read in the scriptures and they show it to us through the lives of our families, the mistakes that were made. So what? We shall not repeat them. We should not, again, fall into the trap. And when our time comes, like King David, when you are then promoted, okay, you've been obedient now. I've watched you now, and this is good, leadership, right? To be a leader, you have to sit under a leader. You have to be able to what? Receive instructions and obey them for a period of time. Before you are granted a promotion. Understand this, the process. We're serving the king of, you want to work for the king? You want to work at the highest level? What kind of skill set must you have to work at the highest level of government? How disciplined must you be? When yours says what? You do. That's the level of commitment we're talking about. That doesn't happen overnight, right? You have to learn. It says you have to learn to what? To fear me. Do you know Yah? We call Yah. But do you know Yah? The closest we can so-called come to, he says, your father and your mother put in that place to teach you. He says, you shall what? Honor your father and your mother. That what? Your days may be long. We're looking to live a long time. But in order to do that, you must obey. You must humble yourself first. You want to lead? Before you lead, you must follow. You must follow under a real leader, right? Not a fake leader, a real leader, a real master, teacher will teach you what it means to lead. And do the littlest things, such as fetching some water. You see, there's a principle, a lesson in that. If you don't understand it, you missed a whole lot. Why is your master asking you to bring him some water? See, there's a lot of things he's looking at. He's looking at, first of all, your character, your attitude, right? Your commitment, right? Your caringness. Have you ever brought water for a person like your mother or your father or your wife or your husband? In what manner do you bring that water? In what kind of glass do you put the water? You see, it's not about the water, but it's showing so much more about you. The care that you take. My Lord, here is the water. I put it in the best glass. I brought you the best water, not just water out of the tap. I got you the best water. You see, there's a big difference. And I brought it to you in a timely manner. And I gave it to you with love and respect. When Isaac, looking for a wife for Isaac, and his servant went out, we know Rebecca, how she presented herself, not even knowing. See, this is, again, I say a lot of times, I talk to my wife, we out, Yah is testing you, and he will disguise, listen, he will disguise himself just to see what is in your heart. You walking down the street, just walking by people, and you thinking this person is homeless, and you just disregard them like you don't see them. See, that's a test. I've recognized and I've seen it time and time again. And they got their hand out. Do you pity them? Or do you maybe see something else? So Yah is testing your heart now. I'm going to see how you're going to deal with this homeless person. Do you look down on them or shun them? Or see, that's going to tell you what's really inside. In that moments when no one's looking, the truth will come out of you. So it has to be in you, fam. You see? These little things, pay attention to the details. Your is in the details. And guess who else is? The adversary is also paying attention. He's watching you and seeing what you will or will not do, what you say, what you will not say. Because he's watching and knows the details too. So you got to be on your game, fam. Walking through this valley, you got to be on your game. But daily consistency in thought, right? Because thought precedes actions and your behavior. So you are, let me tell you, you are a kingdom, a priest. Yes, you are set apart. Your purpose, knowing what your job is, knowing it's not the most glorious job, but a very important job. You have to be the one. Sorry. You have to be the one to interrupt the party. See, that's not a lot of glory and fame in that. And that's usually what happens in this society, in this world. There's so much we cannot partake of. It's always no. They ask every time they come around, it's no, it's no, it's no. You have to be the one. To bring that. But at the same time, fam, I want you to have some joy. Being in this place, like I said, finding that joy, finding the joy in what you do. whatever it is, whatever occupation it is, I pray that you find something that you enjoy and that you are good at. See, that's the key. That's the key to longevity. So right now you may be in a position where you're in something that you're doing, but you don't quite like what you're doing. Well, keep thinking, keep praying, and ask Yor to bring you to a place where you can be at joyful in doing, peace, and sustain you. Put it to the test. Put it to the test. And let it rest. Now that may mean, now watch this now, you might have to take a step back or a decrease in income because it comes down to money, right? You may have to sacrifice a temporary decrease in income only to what? Excel later and have all that you could have imagined, more than you could imagine. But now what's the difference? You're at peace. And there's a joy in what you're doing. Hallelujah. And then you're aligned now. You're aligned with your purpose. And you're in harmony with Yor. This is how we get there, fam. And walking through this valley. Again, I pray that the Almighty will give you that insight. I pray that something that I've said would have encouraged you today to seek a little closer, if you will, that introspection relationship you have with the Almighty and pull you through. Because if you succeed, fam, if I succeed, fam, then we succeed. We will help one another. I'm here as your brother. If you need me in any areas that I can have a gift to something that I can do to help you, yes, I am here. I am a phone call away. We are a phone call away, fam, to our what? Salvation. And I know for the fact, I have no doubts, right? I have confidence in Yor. I recognize the dangers that are out here. I'm not ignorant. I'm not oblivious to what's going on around me. But I walk with Yor that will guide my steps so I will not fall. Hallelujah. I pray, y'all. Grant you peace. Grant you sustenance. Grant you love and happiness to your home. And I thank this platform of the Mighty Prince. And may he continue to inspire and bless the Mighty Prince in all of his endeavors and his household and all that we come in contact. When they see us, they feel the love of Yor and his people. Shabbat shalom, fam.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Toda Rabbah, Rabbi, Toda Rabbah. May the Most High be praised from everlasting to everlasting. All right, family. So now we're going to see if we have any questions. Questions or comments? Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Ima.
I don't have any questions, but I would like to say that the message that I received today definitely about sacrifice, discipline, and servitude, and just being consistent in that. Like you started off with that and you ended with that. So that's what I took from it. Like understanding that whatever we do in life, you know, purpose is to stick to it, be consistent at it, because consistency makes you great in so many ways. People can say it makes you perfect. So from what I got from that, and it actually, before class, I had a thought about servitude and how as leaders you get tired. And I think I mentioned it earlier, but my Ish even brought it up about, Moshe, how we don't know, I'm sure there was times he was tired, but
Mhm.
his consistency, his resilience, his service, beyond knowing who he was with the creator, but his service to the people,
Mm.
which is what kept him going. And so just hearing that today is confirmation, our servitude, even when we're tired. And like I
Mhm.
did say, I can honestly say I'm tired, right? Because of just things I'm going through.
Mm.
And there's times when I'll call my Isha, be like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be on today because I'm really tired. I had a really hard week.
Mm.
And then every time 10:30 comes, I'm still logging in
Hallelujah.
because the creator, I feel, is pushing that in me. And just today and just hearing what you said and what my Ish consistently says,
Mm.
it's the consistency, the resilience, and the servitude to the people. The people come first.
Mhm.
And something you said earlier reminded me, I think I tagged it in here. Let me see. Oh, right. You said follow your leaders. And growing up, we used to live by, it's called the New African Creed. And when I look at it now, of course, it emulates the 10 Commandments in so many ways, right? But one of the rules that we had to read daily and learn to, we had to memorize this New African Creed. It was about 12 points, no, maybe 15 points. But one of the rules, it says, follow your chosen leaders and help them. And
Mm.
so when you said that rule or whatever came into my mind, because it's so true. Like our leaders, we have chosen them.
Mm.
And in order for us to be able to adhere and do, we have to help them to fulfill their purpose,
Mhm.
because we can't all be leaders. We're
Yeah.
not all going to be leaders. But if we have chosen leaders, righteous chosen leaders in the midst of us, then our job is to help them,
Yes.
help them fulfill their job to the creator, to help them to complete their mission to the people. And I think so many people don't get that. They think, oh, he's a leader, he got it, or she got it.
Mm.
They don't need no help. They don't need support. But that's the key to life, is having support. That's one of the keys is being able to have people to be able to, hey, I need help. I need to be able to reach out and have those people be there and ready. And
Mhm.
sometimes not even you asking for it, but them able to say, hey, you need help, I'm here.
Mm.
Here we are gathered together. So I just thank you for your lesson today. I, on behalf of us sisters here
Mhm.
at the community, we thank you for being present, and just a reminder of who we are and what we need to be doing every day. So Toda Rabah.
Mhm. Total Rabbi, Princess, of those powerful words. Indeed, indeed. It says, not by might, not by strength, but what? By my spirit. That spirit is carrying you, my dear sister. This is where when you're serving this great king, he's going to give you everything you need. And that spirit is stronger than that physical strength that we're talking about. So, yes, lean on Yah, and he will carry you. And you got a great Ish there. So, absolutely agree 100%. We are, again, at the stage where we are misaligned in a lot of ways. We have to recapture, relearn those principles of family, of community, and of nation. There's levels of leadership and governance, but it starts in the home, right? So we start there where we are, have strong families, and then that will carry into the community when we start to work together and understand and recognize leadership and follow leadership, as you mentioned. Hallelujah.
You're on mute, Abba.
Yeah, I seen it. This computer told me just now, and I was like, wow. I said, may the Most High be praised. But that was one of the things out of the many that stood out today when you were speaking about leadership. If you are going or you have aspirations to be a leader, you must walk with a leader.
Must follow.
And he has to be a good leader. Matter of fact, an exceptional leader. He has to be. But part of the problem today is that people don't want to listen to another man.
Mm.
Feel like they don't want nobody telling. They feel like they're better or greater, and they look for every error and discipline and fault in that individual so that they can make up the excuse in their minds that they don't need to listen or walk with or obey. And that's not right. That's not how we're going to get there. You know, I tell this story all the time. When I was a brick laborer and I was aspiring to be a bricklayer told me the only way that I could be a great bricklayer is to be a great laborer.
Mm-hmm.
You have to follow before you can lead. And I had to learn that in order to own my craft. You know,
Absolutely.
today, a lot of the people don't want to. It's saddening the possibility that we have, but because of ego, we miss out on so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's saddening. But you touch right on it. You touch right on it, but it
Very
just went.
clear.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people didn't understand it, you know, the magnitude in which our sickness inside of us is penetrating.
Mm.
So may the Most High be praised, and thank you for the lesson today. And that was just a portion of some of the things that you spoke on.
Mm-hmm. It's a big valley. It's a big valley, Prince.
Now, you did speak on the valley. That was another question I had. I never heard it. I never heard it delineated like you broke it down.
Mm.
When you spoke about the valley of the shadow of death, you were just in the shadow of death, in the death situation. You was just walking around and the death was over here. The light shined upon the death and cast his shadow on the ground, and you was in the shadow. You wasn't even in the death. And that is a wonderful way to look at our reality right now. That is a wonderful way to look at our reality. And I thank you for bringing that forward.
It's real, fam. You don't want to scare people, right? But you got to keep it real, as they would say. And David knows more than anybody. Your life is literally on the line. Death is all around us. But the only salvation is what? Walking with you. Then you have no fear. This is where, I look and see the things that people are doing. Clearly, they have no fear of you. You wouldn't do the things you do if you did. And therefore, death is at your door. But when you walk with Yah, he protects you. He leads you in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. He leads you to the green pastures. See, we're walking, Prince. I know you walk, and even in this land, this is the word today. Even in this land, you don't have to go all the way back to Eretz Yisrael. Wherever you are, family, Yah is. He owns the earth, not man, contrary to their beliefs, and want to tell you that. He does not own this land. This is yours land. Rule over it.
May the Most High be praised. One of the great teachers of our time said, wherever the Most High plant you, grow.
Woo, there it is.
There you go. Ain't that right, Abba? Wherever the Most High plant you, you grow. And that's what life is.
All you need. We lack nothing. He says you will not lack. Is that right?
That's it.
Do you believe it though?
Oh, absolutely. You got to live it out.
We got to convince ourselves, you know what? Yeah, I can be successful in this land.
Yes. Well, think about it. They took our principles and utilized our principles, and they became successful. So why can't we do it with our principles? Are there any other questions or comments, family?
I'd like to say to the Rabbi for the lesson that he brought forth. Like saying, for one of the things that I gleaned from it, there was a lot that was said, especially concerning leadership and following great leadership. I know that one of the things, people said practice makes perfect, but my lady Shah Amora used to say, perfect practice makes perfect. because you could practice something, but you could practice it incorrectly, and
True.
you just perfect it in perfection. And so perfect practice makes perfect. And one of the things too, like I said, with following leadership, bringing up David Dawood, one of the things that I love about him was that even as he is heralded as one of the greatest kings and one of our greatest leaders and greatest examples, is the fact the level of humility that he had as a leader. Because one of the things that I've seen in the secular arena, whether it's a supervisor, a CEO, when anybody in different parts of leadership, and regardless of where it is that you have people that are leaders, then you have people that are taskmasters, people that are do this, do that, do that. You can give people a task to do, or they'll dole out tasks, but they and some will show or teach and instruct on how to do it. But the level of humility that they have when doing it, like I said, it doesn't mean that meekness is a weakness, because it is not, or that you have to be a drill sergeant when you do it, because you can delegate authority. You can give people things to do, and they'll do it with gladness and with joy. Like I say, it's about the presentation. How did you bring that glass of water? One of the things that I learned coming up is that leadership is more caught than taught. And so that when you're in the presence of a great leader, just like I've heard say, when you're in the presence of a great orator, it makes you want to orate. It makes you want to teach. Like I say, a great preacher makes you want to preach, because it stirs up something in you, that inspiration, as you said earlier. And so when you have that great humility, people have no issue with following a great leader that has a great level of humility, because they don't have to vaunt themselves as something wonderful, spectacular, or awesome. They just simply live the life and just do the thing. And so, and just like you said, it's about leading by example. You have to do it. This is not enough just to, like say, to teach Torah, because like say, because what is doing it is where it comes into play. I think about, like we used to always like to quote G.I. Joe, saying, knowing is half the battle. Doing is the other part.
That's it.
Because you can know it all day long. Like I said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It shall cause you to be free. There's a making process, and making isn't always easy. It's not always pleasant. Like I said, when you're in that valley, valleys aren't always fun. It's not always a place of frolicking and joy all the time, but it's about how you go through and your character. Character is what you do when people aren't looking. And it's those times that help develop character. And then when you have great character, you can develop great leaders. And so again, Robbie, thanks for that, Torah, for that lesson. Like I said, you brought a lot of great insights. And so I just pray, like say, that those that have been partakers will hearken, hear, and do of the lesson that came forth on today. Again, Torah Rabbah. Shalom.
Amen.
All right.
About elder is now, as that says there, as an elder, as you know, in the work, as I see out in our current day, again, the work is internal more than external. Leadership starts at home. Yah is no fool, right? Yah is not going to put you in a position, that you're not ready to handle. Again, so mastering first yourself and your home. Right? You see, most of the problems we see today is a result of what's going on in the home. We cannot overlook that. Right? If we fix the home, we will fix the internal. When you see a family, a husband, a wife, and their children, you will know the tree by the fruit it bears. If you have undisciplined children, right, that's saying something about what happened to the teaching, right? These are things where before we can go on the national stage, right? You want to do some big work, you want a big corporation. Well, we're going to start with the small corporation. Master that, and then you can replicate it and help other families, because families is what make community. We try to jump and skip steps. We can't do it, and Yah's not going to allow it.
May the Most High be praised. Absolutely. Did you want to say something?
I can't show myself.
You could just speak. They can hear you.
Shalom. I'm sorry that I'm not able to be on camera at this time, but thank you so much, Toda Rabbah. Is it
Rabbi.
Rabbi? It says RAV, so that's what I said.
Rav, yeah, Rav's usually Rav Binyamin.
Oh, okay, Salika, Rabbi Benjamin, Toda Rabbah for being here. One of the things that you just said, we have to start with the families. We have to start with the nucleus of where our nation building is, and that's in the homes, and that is super incredibly important. That's one of the main key points that I heard from your lesson. Just starting off small, whether it be your own, you talked a lot about like businesses or whatever you're trying to do for yourself. You have to master the small thing first in order for it to grow to be something great. And then when it comes to our people, in that sense, you just spoke on it so perfectly. Like, you have to work on the family. We can't ignore the illness and the sickness that is in our families. You can't do it. And we have seen that when you do ignore those things, they only cause more generational trauma, right? And it takes even longer to get out of the hole that we are in, whether we dug ourselves there, our enemies put us there, or both, right? We are responsible for helping ourselves through the Most High word, through his spirit, right? He has already given us the tools, as you said so perfectly as well. So yeah, that's the main thing I got from your lesson. Working on the families, working on the nucleus, working on yourself first, and then using that to spread the knowledge and spread the spirit of the Creator so that we can actually get things together, because it's way past time for us to get it together. It is way past time. Yes. So I appreciate your inspiration, Toda Rabbah.
May the Most High be praised, Toda Rabbah.
You hit it right on the head. I'm glad you got that. That's one thing I always speak about, is that the focus has to be in the mirror. You know, the problems we have, it starts more than 50%. I mean, I'll say 90%, but most of your energy should be on your family, because that's going to be the light. That's what your neighbors see every day. Oh, look at that. I see a righteous family. And then that's going to attract others to us, because they see how we treat each other. See, that's not they're looking at you. They're seeing you. You don't have to tell me whatever you want to call yourself. I'm seeing righteous people. I want to be around righteous people. Righteousness attracts righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you want to be around righteous people, you got to have a certain discipline and righteousness about yourself.
It absolutely goes together. You already know. And that's when we got to fight that temptation, where we, in a society where we compromise what Yah has already told us, don't compromise. We compromise.
Yeah. And we got to be careful about that. All right, family, are there any other questions or comments?
I have a question.
Yes.
Just on what you had said, Rabbi Benjamin, that we compromise in places that we shouldn't. Why do you think over all these years that we compromise and still do compromise? Why do you think that?
It's quite obvious, I mean, to me, in that it's sad to say, but we don't know. We don't know Yah. We don't fear Yah. I asked Prince, I was talking to Prince a couple of months back. I asked, what is the most motivating force to you? Is it, hard work? Is it, when you're working out? I like to work out in the gym. Do you feel the satisfaction when you have to push yourself through it, or you would rather have it something easy? What is the most motivating force? We tend to shy away from challenges and pressure. We don't like to be under pressure, but that's what you need to exceed to the next level. You need that resistance training, get you to a higher level. And so Yah is so merciful and kind. He knows, and he's building us up little by little, and he recognizes, I would say, that you know not who I am. So he's going to deal with us at our level where we're at. But I know, and those true leaders know, the more you know, as they say, what? the more you know, the more you don't know, the more you know about Yah, the more humble you better become, the more fearful you become. You know, the more, I use my father and mother, when you know your father and your mother don't play those games, you're going to walk softly around your mother and father. You're not going to say certain things. You're not going to, not around your mother and father, you're not, if you have any fear of them, because you know the consequences. So when you see one who doesn't respect and doesn't honor, or don't have any fear of what they're saying or what they're doing, that's a dangerous person. Right? They're going to walk and they're going to meet some consequences with that. And so I see that as a telltale sign. You see that resistance, that they don't humble themselves and don't fear Yah. Look out, you know, and that's going to be the difference between those, you know, the righteous and the unrighteous. You see those, this would be a clear difference with those that fear Yah and those that don't.
Mm-hmm.
May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah, you spoke about humbling and humility.
Mm.
And at 4 o'clock, that's our 4 o'clock class. Humility. That's the name of our, and we gonna cut it up. We ain't holding no bars.
Awesome.
We gonna let it loose. Humility. And it's extremely important that we understand what humility is. Most of us do not understand what humility is. Most of us don't. We think we do, but most of us don't. You know, so today at 4 o'clock, we're going to bring that portion out, and we're going to do our very best to attempt to teach the earth what true humility is all about. All right. So are there any other questions, Brother Asa? I seen you come up. Did you want to ask Robbie some questions?
Thank you again, Rob, for sharing with us. Thinking about the challenge of balancing helping others, you know, and, you know, going through the challenges that we have, because it's really natural that we will want to see to the needs of ourselves and see to our troubles before seeing to that of others. But what I'm conscious of, I've read about the fishes and the birds that travel in a fleet together. When they fly, it's like they fly in such an order that it's less work for them to keep up going through their travels. So there is power in togetherness and unity, and it's you know, when you look at it, it doesn't really take away from progress when you actually do go through what you're going through with your brother beside you. So it's how do you balance your pursuit, your survival with serving others?
Excellent question. And that's again with the discipline, what you have, and using again the analogy of walking through the valley. It can be lonely at times. It's be straightforward. Understanding this mission, it sometimes can be lonely on the path, but you're not alone. All right, see yourself through it. You know, associate. That's why having platforms like this is important, where you can come and socialize. Right, we're social people. You need to be around what? Like-minded people. That's the key, right? So-called your friends, but do they think like you? You call them your friends, but do they think like you? Being around that, because they're going to need that reinforcement, that support. That's your support mechanism, your family, right? That's that nucleus. This is, you know, so important. That's why I could keep going back to it. As I personally saying, make it through this world is because of my family. It can be just me and my wife, right? We're the only one, you know, that I find peace and that tranquility. I don't have to be around a whole bunch of people. I need that peace of knowing that we have the like-minded and we are working towards the goal. So don't put yourself too thin, right? And so focus has to be on your family, your home, your nucleus there. Of course, your business relationships, that's business. But your character will come through. So maintain who you are, right? I don't have to tell people that I'm a Hebrew. They'll know something about it. They'll say something's a little bit different about you, right? And that just comes out just naturally. When you walk into the room, you change the atmosphere. You change the spirit. And you'll get a signal too, whether I need this time for me to leave. I can't stay in this environment. This is not conducive to my spirit. And so just be at peace with yourself, my Lord. Love yourself. Love your family. And Yah will guide you in those places that you need to be and not be, taken off of your point. As I said, how to balance that. Just stick to your principles and let the chips fall where they may, if you will, and know there's comfort in that, having those that are like-minded, than having a lot of people that really will distract you and take you away from your purpose.
And thank you. And what if the distraction comes from people who you do not expect the distraction from, like someone in the Hebrew community?
Indeed. And you're going to get that. A lot of times it's those that's closest to you, right? And so having that mercy, having patience, but yet clear boundaries, right? They know who you are. They know who you are, right? And so you teach people, right, how to treat you, how to, acknowledge you or respect you. If they don't, then, that's their separation, right? Love them from a distance, right? Your family, you have to, in love, right? Teach them, have a serious conversation. If you have a disagreement about a subject, let's talk about it, not angry and yelling and screaming and calling names, but let's talk about it. If they're rational, if they can reason, this is why I feel this way. This is why I do not do these things. And this is why I do these things. And hear them out. What are they coming from? Right? And where they're coming. And maybe in that, again, in time, sometimes it happens right away, whether you agree, but in time, through consistency, you showing them who you are. And I've seen it in times, they'll come around and they will respect you and thank you later for teaching them and holding your ground.
Thank you.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. All right. Are there any other questions or comments? Are there any other questions or comments? We still got a half hour, 33 minutes left, family. So, you're not rushing. You're not holding us up. Are there any other questions or comments? Okay. If there are no other questions or comments, we're going to close out for today. No, not for today. Just till 4 o'clock. Remember, our second half is at 4 o'clock. And the lesson for today will be a lesson on humility. One of the great needed things in our communities today. Whether you move in a community or you move solo by yourself, humility should always be in the midst. Okay? So we're going to talk about humility on a high level today. Iman, did you want to say something?
Oh, I just wanted to ask Rabbi Benjamin to please give his Isha my greetings and thank you once again.
Absolutely.
All right. Abba, did you want to speak?
No, just blessings upon the family today. It's always great, to always be in the midst of our Mishpachah, to come and to learn, because the Shabbat truly is a delight. And it's really this time, like I said, we come together to have audience with the Most High, and then just be in the presence of each other. And so, like I said, it's a great time, and it's one of the times that I'm truly thankful for that the Most High has given us. not just to rest, but find that time of love and fellowship. And it's important in our community, very important, because all we have is us and the Most High. Shalom.
May the Most High be praised. That's right. All we have is us and the Most High. Absolutely correct. All right, family. So we have an extra 30 minutes while break today. So we got 2 hours and 30 minutes, maybe something like that. So it is what it is. May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be honored. And may the Most High be pleased with all of our efforts. He's our King. He's our Master. He's our Savior. He's our all in all. So if there are no other questions pertaining to anything about today's lesson or anything other than that, we're going to close out. Let's just give it a second. If there are no other questions, we're going to close it out for this first half of our day, our Shabbat day. And then we'll be back today, Creator willing, at 4 o'clock this afternoon to discuss what? Humility. There you go. Humility. Well, we'd like to thank Rabbi Benjamin for coming out today, for giving us his lesson, the portion of his spirit. The Most High allowed us to see that. And there was a lot of different subjects that was mentioned there that you can gravitate to and learn from. I spoke on some of the things that I've learned today, and I'm grateful for that. And one of the things that he said is similar to one of the things that we say. Every time you go into a Shabbat service, you should always leave that service better, more knowledgeable, more gained than you were when you came in. You shouldn't leave a service being drained. You should be leaving a service being filled up, learning new things, learning how to do things different than what you did, learning how to adapt certain behaviors upon your character to make you better. You should be improved in every instance of the word. You should be improved. So may the Most High be praised, and I pray that we were all educated and improved some with the words of the Creator. Toda Rabbah. Would love to elaborate on Israel shaving heads and faces second half of You Don't Mind at Prince. Mr. Otter, in the second half, we have a part called Commandments. You can come on the platform and bring that scripture up that talks about that, and you can elaborate on that all day if you want. You can elaborate all day. I don't have to teach. Don't get this wrong, y'all. Prince don't have to teach. I don't hog no show. That ain't what this is about. This is about the Creator and the Creator's people. It's not about Prince. So if any of you got a lesson that you want to teach on, you can take the I don't care what I got scheduled. If somebody else is scheduled to speak, then you got to let them speak. But whenever I'm scheduled to speak, if you got something you want to talk about, bring it. And we'll deal with those issues that you may have, or the concerns or the questions, or the lesson that you may have. We'll deal with that. And then if I got some time after y'all get finished saying all that y'all want to say and talking about what y'all want to talk about, if I have some time, then I'll speak. I'm not in no rush to get on the podium and speak about nothing. I don't have to do that. It's about the needs of the people. And I recognize and I respect the Most High flow of things. Because sometimes you have an intention to do one thing, and the Most High takes that flow in a completely different direction. So I respect how the Most High does what he does. So Mr. Otter, if you got something you want to talk about in the second half, may the Most High be praised. All right? And that's how we do that. Are there any questions or comments before we close out, family? No? No other questions or comments? All right. May the Most High be praised, and Creator willing, we see you all back today at 4 o'clock. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.